not afraid, go abroad.
Yeah.
So goes to the outside of your own country. It might be outside of your own comfort zone, but once you start to do it, actually, you might start to like it.
If you're studying abroad, I wanna hear your voice.
Hi everyone, welcome to Voices of International. I am Rosa, your host, and today I'm here with Xavier, our lecturer here at EFAP, and Juja. Today we're going to talk about the international job market and how as international students can get into this market. So could you guys also introduce yourselves?
So hello everybody, my name is Xavier. I am a lecturer here at EFAP in digital marketing and many other subjects as well. I am also a digital consultant in my life. I'm helping companies in different industries to try to catch up the different opportunities in terms of digital marketing. So it's a big job. And just a quick thing about myself. I lived in China for 15 years. I was a foreign student in China for 3 years, and then I worked there. So when I see my students here, studying here in France, it reminds me my good old times when as a French student I was studying in China.
Yeah. It's so nice to have you here, by the way. So thank you for coming.
Okay, hi, I'm Juja. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Germany, and here at EFAP I'm doing the Erasmus in digital communication.
Yeah. We are studying together.
Yes.
And we have the pleasure to have you as our teacher. So as I said, today we wanted to talk about how it is for international students, how important it is to make this experience abroad, and how also we can get some skills to start to look for job opportunities outside in the global market, not only like in our country, but to have more skills. So do you have any recommendation as for us students? I don't know, like maybe tell us about your experience as well.
So I have many recommendations. Actually, from my point of view of a lecturer in digital marketing, there's just so many things that students can do. The first thing would be, well, if you have the opportunity, if you are not afraid, go abroad.
Yeah.
So goes to the outside of your own country. It might be outside of your own comfort zone, but once you start to do it, actually, you might start to like it. And actually getting acquainted, getting used to work with people from different languages and different cultures. This is something which is actually along your whole career will be extremely useful. So this is my number one recommendation. Get out from where you are and try to find some good place to study abroad, and that should be that just this experience is already bringing so much to yourself.
Yeah, and I think we were like so lucky and also brave to have this experience.
Yes, I think it's extremely important, especially in our age, to be brave and to go out there and not be stuck in your own comfort zones, as you said, because for me, I need to go out. I need to move all the time and try to get into new places and try to get out of my comfort zone to have the feeling of growth, because otherwise I feel just stuck. So I think this is like the perfect opportunity, because you literally get paid by Erasmus. If you have an Erasmus, if you get the opportunity, you get paid. And of course, it's not going to cover everything, but it's still a great opportunity to go abroad.
It's a great help.
Yes.
An important help.
Yeah.
And I'm the same as you. Like, I need to feel inspired. I need to feel like in a world where everything is going fast and I have to be fast as them, but still, like, I really need that. And I think that's why we all, that was one of the first reasons why I really wanted to come here and do these experiences, because I really need, to be inspired and to get involved in new things and don't be stuck. That's why I will highly, everybody will highly recommend doing an experience as Erasmus, as an international year abroad and everything.
There are just so many things that you can learn. First would be maybe some very specific skills that you will be learning in some of the classes that you will take abroad. But then actually you will learn how to behave actually as an international student, because meeting with students coming from other countries, you will see that you have many things in common with some of these students and so many things that not so much in common. But when you start to be part of this actually circle of international students, it's really quite interesting. And then if you also decided to make a good experience for yourself, so it means you have to put yourself in a position that you have to absorb, you have to learn a lot of different things. There are good things that might be coming up. I also remember some of my students who actually they met in Erasmus, not necessarily in my class, but well, now they're getting married.
So
So if they see me, it's a Danish student, a Belgian student, and they sent me a message not too long ago. Say, oh, we are just passing by the school. Are you there? I say, oh, today, unfortunately not today, but well, what are you up to? Well, he offered me. Oh, okay. So,
yeah, and it's so nice also to build relationship with the teachers, lecturers, and professionals in our field as well. Because of course, since we are studying in a like school, in an ecole in this case, but like in university as well, it's important to build a networking as well.
Yeah.
Which can be hard as well, but good. Like it's
actually, when you do some good networking as well, it's really interesting, because when you start to focus on your own job, like me, you can find a job somewhere in Italy and focusing on something, but now you have this network of few friends that you've been studying along, and you feel free to ask them, oh, maybe do you hear about what's the situation of this specific company that might be a competitors of yours, or there might be some company working in the same field than you, but what's the situation in Germany, what's the situation in Spain, and it can really open your views and expand your experience, and you start to get automatically to think wide, actually. It's not focusing on your own situation in your own geolocation or your own country, but you have a bigger view, a broader view, at least in Europe, and then even somewhere else in the world. So, and sometimes when you hear about some opportunities, well, that might pick your interest for maybe a second experience. So usually when we start to do some Erasmus exchange,
you never stop. Like for example, for me, this is like my third experience abroad. Like I've done an international like an exchange year in Edinburgh in the UK during high school. Then last semester I've been to Belgium to do an Erasmus, and now again I'm in Paris for another Erasmus.
That's so great.
Yeah,
I'm really jealous.
the spirit of it.
Yeah, the spirit. When you start, you cannot stop. Like it.
Yeah, it's true. But it's also for me. I went traveling after my graduation in high school. I went traveling all the time, and I was on my own as well, and I loved it. So I always knew I wanted to go abroad and not just travel there, but also try to live and study. And
also because you were backpacking, so it was like
I was backpacking.
Yeah, so it was like a bigger experience. It's not just like I visited a place.
It was very interesting.
Yeah,
but it was fun, and I learned so much. And I felt like with every time I went abroad and put myself out there, I met so many people I love so much now, and so many people that gave me huge opportunities in life as well. So I think it's something that you truly benefit from, and it's scary, but it's fun. Yeah, it's so much fun to be scared as well. A little bit.
And that's fun. And the thing is that when we think about it, it's like Europe there's so many ways that you can do this kind of experience. Erasmus to study. If you to travel, you can take the Interrail ticket, but there's just so many things that for young students which are designed to make a lot of different exchange in Europe. So you need to seize the opportunity. This is extremely important, because it will be really expand your horizons, if I could say. It's quite important.
Yeah, and we think the same. And yesterday, actually, me and Jusha were like, I don't know, feeling kind of like emotional, because it's almost like the end of the experience and all of that. And we were like saying, like, even meeting people that are like other students that come from different like universities and perspectives in Europe can like help you grow. Because for example, I feel really inspired by Jusha on sometimes, and no, but it's true. It's true. Like, and so it's also nice to meet like people your age who have done like different things and can help you grow, and you both like can grow together. Like I feel like we both like in this experience grow like professional.
We push each other a lot.
Yeah, we push each other a lot.
And I think it's great, because when you're at home and you're in your own little bubble of friends and they're all basically doing the same thing, you just have one idea in life. And it's sad, because it doesn't mean that this has to be the ideal thing for you. And you can be so much greater. You can do so many more things if you just go. You just have to go. It's true.
You just have to risk it.
Yes. And you are learning to challenge yourself. To challenge yourself in a good and positive way. even sometimes you can have some hard times, but by challenging yourself at a young age while studying, this is a very good way to learn how to work actually. Because or during the work life, there will be many times that you will have to challenge yourself, and either if you don't take it in a right way, this challenge to yourself that can get you down. But if you, from a young age, or maybe from an experience while studying abroad, you learn to challenge yourself, and you know that there was a good outcome, you might be motivated actually to challenge yourself again while you will be working. And most of the time, the results are pretty positive about it. So the younger you start to do it, the better it is actually for your work. And you will see, because especially 2024, the job market is everything is going so fast. I think in different schools where I teach and I lecture, we are trying to not specifically teach something, some specific competencies, but also teaching the way to learn or to continue learning during all your life. Because this is something that you need to adapt all the time, and we need to adapt. I still need to adapt, and that's why it's key. And having this experience abroad, this is actually one of the best way to learn to adapt yourself.
And can I ask you, how did you manage to find a work like in China and here? Like, how do you manage your professional life? And
well, that's something which is quite interesting, because when I started to study in China, I was kind of stuck with my Chinese lessons. But after 1 year and a half, I started to get out more from the university, meeting more and more people. And usually there is something which is key. It's just meeting some other people and meeting some other people. So it was interesting, because when I arrived in China like 20 years ago, there was not so many foreigners, and we could recognize in the streets. And it was like much more like you can easily start to discuss with anybody, and without really thinking about it, you are creating your own network of people. And the way that you can still actually you need to continue continue getting in touch with them. I am one of the first users of LinkedIn. Wow. I opened my account in 2005, 19 years ago.
Oh my God.
And that is a long time ago.
I can tell you that the thing is that during these 19 years, I tried to keep in touch with everyone. And I remember that in 2006 and 2007, I was working in Beijing on the Olympic Games. And this year in 2024, I was a volunteer for the Olympic Games in Paris. And so I was messaging with my former colleagues from 15 years ago. I say, well, remember what we've done in 2008 for the Beijing Games? And well, now I'm a volunteer. It's different games, but it was a very good way actually to catch up with everybody from 15 years ago. And even some of them that I have to meet very soon. It was like, so it's the thing is that along the way you're meeting a lot of people. You need to find a way to keep in touch. And one of the best way to keep in touch now that we have these social networks, especially LinkedIn, is something great, because you can see people evolving different ways. And then sometimes you can use some other social network like Instagram, because this is much more direct, much more authentic. And but well, it's still very good. You have to find this way of keeping in touch. And sometimes, well, you work with people and you don't really realize it, but people liked you very much. And they are just longing to get some news from you. And sometimes you're just saying hi, or you publish just a new status on LinkedIn and say, hey, no, I'm starting a new job. And people are just clicking and say, oh, well, we should catch up. And this is something that can be done in both ways, actually. So you might remember this guy or this lady that you work with and say, oh. So, and the social networks for this is very good.
This is amazing.
Yes,
true. This is one of the greatest things of like social networks, I think. It's like to keep in touch with people and to be like relationship even if you're far away, you know.
We also have one teacher in Germany, and he like back in my home university, he did like a workshop about networking. And before, I was always afraid to ask or scared to ask someone to like for a favor, and now he told me that no, you have to go. You have to ask the people, you know, to get you somewhere, because if you have your network, you can also use it, because you can also help them. You can also give back. So
the biggest risk is that just people saying no.
yes,
Just
that's
ask
true.
somebody else, and at some point somebody will tell you yes.
Yeah.
And because, well, this is also something that when you receive some help, because along my career I received some help of so many people, and at some point, well, people growing older,
Yeah.
and when they are being asked, and sometimes they say, oh, okay, let's return the favor as well. I've been helping when I was young, and now it's my turn. Maybe they can help people as well. And you cannot imagine how many people actually that is also in this mindset. Well, if I'm being asked, I might be helping for sure. So ask.
Yeah, because I'm open to help. So maybe if I ask somebody, they're open to help me as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes you are just so much into your work or so much into your family life, you don't have that much time. But then things are changing. Throughout your life, you have different cycles. You have times where you're busy, times where you're less busy, and you never know. Sometimes, so you send a message, and well, you might be just the right message at the right time for the right person, and these people might be replying to you, say, "Wow, oh, good." And I experience it with all my students. I'm pushing all my students here. You think about this, try to contact these people.
Yeah.
And no later than last week, I advised one French student, say, oh, you're interested in event. You should be contacting this guy. He has a nice event agency and stuff. I say, well, and she contacted him, and well, she actually applied for a job. She got a job.
My God.
It's not
That's
because of me.
great.
It's just because I was having this discussion with her. I say, why don't you contact this guy? I know him. You can say my name, and she said she contacted this guy, but parallelly she applied for a job at this agency as well. So at some point there was some kind of magic. I don't think it's because of me, but she just needed to get some right direction, I guess.
Yeah.
And if I could help her putting some spotlight of this direction, say maybe you should try that. And she tried, and she's done.
Sometimes like one sentence is enough to help someone, because you know something that the other person doesn't. So I think, you just have to talk, guys.
You just
communicate.
Push,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's so, like, sometimes, we're so lucky. I was think as well, you know, to experience these, and also to get to know a lot of people and build a great network.
Yeah.
So why don't you join us?
Yes, because honestly,
EFAP
is really pushing me towards where I want to go.
Yeah.
It's my home university is great. No shade. But it's very different. It's a very different style of teaching. And I feel like that all of the teachers here are extremely passionate about what they're doing. And it's just great. It gives you, if you want to be inspired and to be passionate, you should really come to EFAP, because it drives you. It sparks something within you. So it's great. And you should come.
Promotional content. No, but really, like, I feel the same. Like, it's so nice to feel motivated and to feel a reason why you're doing some things, you know, and just get to get in the industry.
In the mindset.
In the right mindset. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And so, you of course teach digital marketing, digital transformation. So how do you think the digital world, we already mentioned like the social networks, but how do you think it helps also us, or like, I don't know, do you have any thoughts that you want to share with us?
Actually, but it's digital marketing now it's becoming something which is extremely important to understand, to study. Before we were studying marketing, then we started to switch up to digital marketing. But digital marketing is marketing now.
Yes, because our world.
There is an exercise I'm doing with my students. I've done with you as well. It's just about the screen time of the students, actually. And because there's this new generation which is not necessarily spending so much time on the traditional media. And so when you want to do marketing, when you want to market a company to a certain target audience, you need to understand where this target audience is. And the younger generations, they are not so much anymore on the traditional media. They're still reading some newspaper, still going to the cinema, but sometimes watching television, but spending much more time actually with their mobile phone, going on social network, browsing websites, and creating content, etc., etc. So it's, you need to find a new way to discuss with this target audience, to exchange, because this is not only doing purely promotional marketing. That's also this new way of making marketing. You need to exchange. This is kind of two-way communication, and absolutely needs to understand how it is working. So I'm helping my students with my own experiences to guide them through this world, because something which is extremely interesting with digital marketing. It might be very different from countries to countries. What is done in Germany might not be exactly done in Italy. The same in France, and in China. This is something which is totally different. But the way that sometimes we are doing things like creating a video is still the same. So there is some commonalities, and then we also need to make sure that use what is very specific to your own country. Some social networks are very popular in Indonesia, while it's not actually in Japan. And this is things that I'm trying to help my students to understand that. So digital marketing is quite important. And even as a foreign students, at some point when you want to get a study abroad, universities are creating content to let you know about things are being done. We are doing this at FAB for many years as well. So that's the way that you can apply these skills of digital marketing. There's just so many ways, because it's not purely to sell something, some product or some services. That's also sometimes to sell an experience, and that's why I'm trying to push my students to study about it, and at least even if they don't want to make a career for it with digital marketing, they just know that it exists. And sometimes the way they are being marketing themselves. Because that's key. And once you know it, then my mission is done. You can continue learning, and that's it. So you have to study it at some point.
It's true. And I think also in a lot of jobs, it's also part. It might not be the whole job you're doing, but it's also, you also have to understand that it's out there if you're doing anything.
Also because we live in a digital world, so of course it's
inescapable.
And it's important to have these digital skills in general.
That's and we see there's a shift actually with the younger generation, because when I discuss with the parents of my kids, some of them are still not so much into the mobile phone, which I can understand. Sorry, but the new generation, you have kids who might not have spent so many hours, but they just know how to use it so well. And so the way that you have to speak with these kids, which will become your clients in a few years, you have to be very skilled actually. So at some point, that's we all learn how to do marketing for the last 50 years, not digital marketing for the last 10 years. And for the next, actually, 20 years, digital marketing will be there. And why? Because you need to find your target audience. Your target audience you can find with digital channels. And this is where we are working, actually.
That's good.
I'm so passionate about it.
No, we are passionate about it. But sometimes, of course, it can be also like a lot. Like, not a lot, but overwhelming to have a lot of skills for jobs and all of that. I don't know, is there something that you would recommend, like, for us students to work on, or in general? The digital skills for sure. Or
something which is important, maybe tied to what we've discussed sooner, is when you are networking, at some point you need to take care of both your online reputation or your online branding. So this is something that some of the students might not think about it in a right way at the beginning. It's like, well, how do you not necessarily market yourself, but present yourself? And when using a social network, a professional social network like LinkedIn, there's few things that you need to make sure that you are passing to the people who will take a look at your profile. How do I present myself? I need to take a nice picture of me. There is this one-line introduction about your own profile and how you are putting up your experiences. And this is so many things that you need to put into, and you need to put some effort. I understand it might be quite difficult, but at some point, because when you will be applying for some jobs, there will people, they will try to find you on Google. And they will type in your name on Google, and if the first result is your LinkedIn profile, this LinkedIn profile should be up to date. Should be really looking like who you are today, and not who you were like 2 years ago. So you can start with some pictures as well, but then to be quite self-explanatory about who you are, what you want to do, how you can help other companies, how you can help people. This is one of my advice as well. So sometimes I'm teaching as well online reputation. So there's reputation for companies, but also like a personal branding, online personal branding. It's something which is quite important because that's who you are in the digital world, and people will check you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we check out people as well sometimes. So,
Yes, of
so
course.
it's
Of
the
course.
truth.
But for
of course.
professional purpose, it's quite important as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have worked across continents, across countries. And what's one lesson about cultural adaptability you have learned that you want to share with us? And you think that somebody told you, like, that you found that also earlier, like something that you discovered about cultural adaptability?
Oh, yes. But
It's a bit
The
hard
fir-
to say
Yeah.
adaptability. I was like, adaptability. Okay.
adaptability. Well, the first thing is that when I moved abroad, I was thinking that the world would be a bit like where I grew up in France.
Yeah.
I think it was not really the case, and well, it might be frightening for some people as well, because you might change your behaviors, you might change your habits, and this is something which has, well, everybody's different, but this is also something that you can learn along the way, because, well, living in a different world for 1 week, sometimes it could be frightening, sometimes it could be exciting, but it should not be that difficult if you prepare yourself. And by preparing yourself to live this kind of experience, if you have to do it again, then you can be prepared for the second time. But if you are well prepared and actually you know how to make the most of it, you might be excited by this second time. So adaptability is quite important. Just thinking that this world is so big with so many people living different lives. It can start with different types of breakfast, different languages, different ways of behaving in class as well, and just to be quite humble, say, well, trying to understand why some other people are doing this, and without pointing fingers or without judging, but just trying to understand why people are doing this. And that was really, really interesting, because then after like discovering these new behaviors, sometimes you can also take some of these behaviors for yourself as well, and you might discover that actually it's not wrong, it could be accepted as well. So yes, in terms of adaptability, go discover, go abroad, go discover, and don't judge, but ask yourself these questions. And if you can engage with the conversation, say, why are you doing this? I'm quite interested. What's the reason behind? And well, sometimes they don't have an answer, but sometimes they can really explain you why, and it's quite exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, it is exciting. Like, so many different cultures that we got to know here as well, and that I've never, like, so many different perspectives that I never thought of as well. And it really took me somewhere. Like, it gave me something for myself. So I think it's great. It's important to.
Okay, I really wanted to thank you in general for today and for what we talked about. And I wanted to finish up this episode with our fire question, because we go with some fire. Funny questions. So, okay, these may all sound a little bit like, fun. So, coffee or tea during meetings?
Coffee.
Coffee, 100%
I know.
no.
For me, tea. I don't like coffee. As an Italian, this is like,
This is
I know.
insane.
Like, all my friends say, this is not possible. Even my parents say, this is not possible.
So
but
you're half Italian.
I'm half
You're not really Italian.
I know. I don't know. But for me, tea. And also, one word to describe the global job market, you would say, I don't know. Both for you as well, Juja.
Interesting. Exciting.
You took my word. I wanted to say exciting, actually, because when you think about the world has so many possibilities, it should be exciting. And for me, it is exciting. Just so many things that you can do all around. So many people, so many companies that you can help.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think exciting, inspiring as well.
Inspiring, exciting, everything.
A lot. No. A digital tool you can't live without.
I cannot live without, I would say, X or Twitter when I'm living in Europe, and in China I cannot live without WeChat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
Yes,
like
of course.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Which is almost everything. If you want to live in China,
Yeah, you need
WeChat is
WeChat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also you can see like the difference for like social networks used in different
Yes.
countries and different
Really,
For
really
you?
different. Probably WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, because
WhatsApp is like my communication tool.
yeah,
I cannot
sure.
live without. It's
Yeah, same.
impossible.
same. I think same because of course you need to keep in
Parents.
contact.
Yeah.
Cool. Do. Okay. Another question I wanted to ask you. What was your because this is out of curiosity as well. What was your dream job when you were 10 years old?
Oh, when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
10 years old.
So for example, how like it changed you experience?
Actually, when I was 10 years old, I wanted to open a hotel.
Okay.
Wow.
I was traveling with my parents, and I say, well, how great it is actually to be able to have a nice experience outside from your home or very far from home.
Yeah.
I say, well, I wanted to open a hotel and provide for the same experience of people who would be coming to my place. Say, well, this is it. This is my place, and this is the experience you can have, the food that you can eat. And I was really excited about that.
But it's a nice job, I think.
Yeah, it
That's,
sounds. I think it's a fun job as well.
Yeah. And then later on, I thought about being an architect.
Oh.
Much more about, planning these experiences. And then I found my calling by studying business very far from France. So going to China, and I say, wow, that's another world of possibilities. But maybe I will be opening a hotel at some point.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe.
Yeah,
Airbnb.
Who never knows?
Yeah.
Who never knows?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a pop star, I think. Like, the problem is that I cannot sing. But if I could, I will be a pop star. I
You
will be
can
like
still be.
everywhere.
Like
Go-
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Like something
Go on
like that.
TikTok. You can still become a pop star.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. You don't have to be able
The
to
problem
sing.
is that I'm not able to sing, sadly. But in
AI.
another life, life.
AI is going to make it work for you.
Maybe for you.
I don't know. I wanted to be so many things.
Yeah.
I wanted to be how do you say that, ocean, like someone who is scientific about the ocean, because I was also
Oceanographer.
something like this.
Graphist. Yeah.
Yeah, something like this. And then I also wanted to be a pop star, model,
Yeah.
everything. I wanted to be everything.
Yeah.
I did not have one clear vision.
Yeah, but I can understand. Like when
We
you're
were
10
10,
years old,
yeah.
you can do whatever. You can be whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming today. It was so much interesting, and it's so important to highlight the benefits of studying abroad and building a global network as well. So I wanted to thank you again.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you for the invitation.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.